Live from the Clark Athletic Center and the campus of SUNY Westbury, it's time for the 2026 CHSAA Class A State Semifinal, featuring the Red Storm of St. John's Prep and the Titans of Holy Trinity High School.
Please remain standing as we honor America with our national anthem.
Okay, Pat, we just saw the starting lineup announced for St. John's Prep. Let's break down this starting lineup for Holy Trinity as we see them coming out.
Well, you know, Ryan Reed coming out right now. He's the point guard on this team, the ball distributor. Brings up the ball, can shoot the ball well from three. Now we got Manny Ayeye, forward, big guard, can play 1 to 5 on the defensive side, can shoot the three extremely well. You have Jagger Versosa, Malloy commit, and had a really big game against St. Dominic's in the chip. We have Miles Reed, the hustle player on this squad. Makes the hustle plays, gets almost every 50-50 ball. And now Tristan Thomas. Too much to say about this kid. You know, he's an MVP of the championship game. Dropped 26 on St. Dominic and 31 on St. Mary's. Hopefully he can have a big game for Trinity today.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a really exciting matchup between these two really strong teams. Let's look at the starting lineup for St. John's Prep. Starting for them, we see a junior, number 2, Richard Fernandez. A senior, number 10, Daquan Bryant. A senior, number 12, Nikhil Nagy. A senior, number 13, Miles Perry. And a sophomore, number 24, Niphanis Typhonos. So it should be a pretty exciting one between these two teams. Like I just said in our intro, we saw St. John's Prep on Friday, same day the Titans played here at SUNY Westbury. St. John's Prep, the Red Storm, went back-to-back, winning another Division A championship against St. Joseph's by the Sea. But now we picked what ball we're going to use. We checked it out, and Tristan Thomas and Miles Perry are ready for tip-off. And St. John's Prep is going to win it. St. John's Prep is wearing their red uniforms with the white lettering, moving from right to left on your screen. Titans wearing the white uniform with the green lettering, moving from left to right. Moving along the baseline is St. John's Prep. They fall, and picking up the ball is the championship game MVP, Tristan Thomas. He quickly hands it off to Miles Reed. Titans doing passing outside the arc. They find Miles Reed on the inside, but the pass gets deflected, and picking it up is St. John's Prep. They just barely stay inside. And there's a steal for Malloy commit, Jagger Versosa. He's trying to take it all the way himself, and he can. Tally up 2 for the Titans. They're the first on the board.
Well, you know, just like the championship game for the Titans, they forced early turnovers. 2 turnovers already in this game, not even a minute played.
Here's Daquan Bryant, the senior guard on this Red Storm team. He passes it off. Couple sloppy passes for the St. John's Prep. And that shot's going to bounce in and out, and getting the rebound is Thomas. Miles Reed attempting to charge to the paint, but he's going to have to kick it out to his brother, who sends it back over to him. Titans up 2-0. Ryan Reed kicks it out to Tristan Thomas. Fakes a shot. Pulls in. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Ryan Reed. And he's going to miss the rim on that one.
Well, the St. John's defense there was too much pressure for Reed and had to chuck up a shot just to beat the shot clock.
Charging in is the Red Storm. They try to use the backboard for their advantage, but a little bit too much power on that. Jagger Versosa in the corner. Doesn't have enough time to shoot, but there's a Yeye throwing one up. Thomas almost tips it back in. They're going to say the ball went out of bounds off Thomas's hands.
Well, you can see this St. John's defense knows how to play against these Titans players. They are not letting them shoot any whatsoever from the three-point line. Always a hand in their face when they get the ball.
Bryant goes over to Perry. And Nagy finds Trifonos. Attempting to infiltrate the Titans' defense. There's a step back 3. Just falling off the top of the rim. And coming up with the rebound is Miles Reed. See a lot of good defense so far. And laying it up, powering through is Ryan Reed. They got 4 on the board.
Well, Reed to Reed right there. Miles Reed with the big rebound. Gives it right over to his brother, and he finishes.
St. John's Prep trailing by 4. There's a pass onto the inside. The Prep try to find their big man, but the Titans seem just a little bit bigger. As Ayeye gets a block, they find Ryan Reed. He finger rolls it in. Titans up by 6.
Well, Ryan Reed, I've seen this similarity in the championship game. He's got a lot of transition buckets, 2 already here.
And Pat, this is something that the Red Storm are used to. In this championship game that they had just on Friday, they were trailing to St. Joe's by the Sea. Just at 1 point, but they were able to pull off a pretty nice win, winning by 6. Not as big as the Titans win against St. Dom's, but that was pretty impressive. Nice attempt for the steal by St. John's Prep, and they're going to keep on picking at Miles Reed. On the steal attempt there is Richard Fernandez. There's Tristan Thomas moving along the baseline and just getting a shot to fall through. Pat, these 8 points for the Titans have all been by working their way through the paint and using the backboard.
Well, we've seen that, this St. John's team is stepping up and not letting them shoot, so the Titans decide to blow by them and get inside the lane, as we've seen.
St. John's Prep can't get that 3 to fall, but they get the rebound. That's Bryant powering through. Titans come up with a rebound. Thomas has got it. A lot of passing. Finds Ryan Reed with the ball at the logo. Shot clock at 12 seconds. Ryan Reed out to Tristan Thomas. There's a 3 attempt, and down the hatch. Put 3 on the board. St. John's Prep is going to call a timeout as the Titans lead 11-0. Pat, what went so well for the Titans?
We know they came out of the game with a lot of energy, and that is what got them here. They're scoring in transition, getting many turnovers, and Thomas with the 3 to get St. John's to call a timeout. Looking really good for the Titans.
Well, after a lot of impressive defense from the Titans, they hold the St. John's Prep when we come back. It's the Titans and the Red Storm here on the Holy Trinity High School YouTube channel.
Spent their February break close to home, a group from our school traveled across Europe, immersing themselves in new cultures, historic landmarks, and unforgettable experiences.
Okay, hi, I'm Yui. I'm a junior. I just went on the recent Europe trip to Switzerland, Germany, and Austria. It was a great experience. We learned so much. Not only was it a chance to explore the world, but it was a opportunity for us to be able to learn about different.
Welcome back here on the Holy Trinity High School YouTube channel. St. John's Prep calls a timeout after a big 3 from Tristan Thomas. Here in the corner and making a 3 of their own is the Red Storm and Nikhil Nagy. Excuse me, they're going to say that's a long 2. Tristan Thomas is going to try to go for his second 3 from the corner. Just bounces out into the hands of Daquan Bryant. Bryant tries to flick it out to Fernandez, but he finds Thomas instead. Ryan Reed trying to power through and put it back in as Thomas coming up with a rebound is the Red Storm. Bryant trying to use the backboard, and coming down with the ball is a mixture of a Yeye and a Prep player. Coming down with the Yeye is the junior forward, the 6'7" junior forward, John Salage. And Pat, what does it do for a team that has a big man like Salage, who's 6'7", only competing with really Tristan Thomas and a Yeye for the Titans?
Well, he's the biggest man on the court. You can center his whole offense around him. That can really drive a team.
Coming with a rebound to Salage there after a little too much power on that layup attempt from Thomas. Bryant for a 3 attempt.
goes off the base of the rim and bounces into the hands of a Yeye. Ryan Reed not wasting any time. Maybe rushed a little bit too much as he has to fight back for the ball with Fernandez. And they're going to be the first foul of this game is called on Fernandez, the Week 4 Player of the Week in the City Division A.
Well, it's going to be St. John's first team foul of the quarter. Not a lot of fouling in this quarter, only a minute 21 left to play. Just both teams running both from end to end.
Minute 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
You can see St. John's move to a zone.
Jagger Verzosa with a 3 attempt and just hits off the side of that rim. These shot attempts between both teams have not been falling through, I'm sure, as much as they'd like them to. Here's St. John's Prep trying to kick it out to Bryant, and it falls into the hands of Verzosa on the attempted pass. He passes over to Ryan Reed. He can't get it to fall. Salaj comes back up with it. Titans can't take advantage of that one. There's Bryant. He's going to get fouled on the way up by Jagger Verzosa. That's going to even out the fouls for this quarter.
Well, Verzosa tried to get called for the charge, and he just wasn't in position early enough. Couldn't beat his man to the spot, and that's why he gets called for a blocking foul. Well, as I said before, St. John's moved into that 2-3 zone because they were just getting inside way too much and beating their man. So they decided to move to a zone. Has been working so far, as Trinity has not scored since that timeout.
Bryant's first shot falls through, and the Titans' lead falls to 8. And the second one's good as well. It's 11-4 in favor of the Titans. So after a foul from Jagger Verzosa and 2 good shots from Bryant, there's 20 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. And it looks like Ryan Reed is going to dribble the ball at the logo until that clock winds down a little more. He waits till it gets to about 10 seconds before he hands it off to his brother. Tried to move around the baseline. There's a shot put up. Falls into hands to Yeye. 1 second left. Here's Jagger Verzosa for a 3. Oh, and just cannot fall through. That would have been a Tristan Thomas buzzer beater attempt there, Pat. Pat, what did the Titans do so well there as they are leading moving into the second quarter?
They forced turnovers. They came out of the game early with high energy. Forced those turnovers all over the Red Storm offense and turned those turnovers into transition points.
Well, that's the conclusion of the first quarter here on the Holy Trinity High School YouTube channel. Titans lead 11-4.
Holy Trinity varsity dance team traveled to Florida to compete on the national stage, bringing talent, energy, and school pride with them. But what exactly is nationals?
Nationals is a competition where dancers from across the United States compete routines that they have been working countless hours on since the summertime. This year, NDA Nationals consisted of dancers from 33 different states, and it was amazing to see the incredible talent that the country has. It was even more incredible that our team here at Holy Trinity got to represent us as Titans. Nationals was definitely history in the making this year.
Nationals is unforgettable.
Welcome back here on the Holy Trinity High School YouTube channel. Jack Like, Patrick Dole on the call. We just saw a great first quarter for the Titans. They lead 11-4. And Richard Fernandez is going to cut that lead down just a little bit more as he moves along the baseline and puts up 2 for the Red Storm.
Well, Richard Fernandez with the jump stop over Manny Ayeye's hand gets 2 on the board for Red Storm.
Titans back at it as they've been held at 11 for just a little bit of time now. Here's a Yeye for a 3 attempt. Got it!
Well, huge three from Manny Ayeye as the Titans were in a little bit of a scoring drought since the first quarter. And he sinks that one.
Fernandez at the logo, guarded by Ryan Reed. See a screen placed by the Red Storm. Here in the corners, a 3 attempt for St. John's Prep. Gonna fight for the rebound, and coming up with it is Nagy. He throws up a balloon, and on the other end of that balloon, pulling the string, is Tristan Thomas. He throws it over to Miles Reed, who's moving all the way back up. He loses it on the way up. Bryant picks it up. He's not wasting any time. Off to the races, using the backboard. Put up 2 for SJP.
Well, you know, Miles Reed got stripped there. St. John's Prep took it the other way.
Tristan Thomas kicks it out to Jagger Verzosa. Titans lead 14-8. The scoring has definitely slowed down just a little bit. Here's Jagger Verzosa for a 3 attempt. Just bounces in and out. Nagy comes back up with the rebound. Rifles it over to Bryant. Guarded closely by Ryan Reed. Pass deflected. And the Titans are going to get the ball back. Pat, the defense between these two teams has been pretty impressive. We definitely saw the Titans in the first quarter have extremely good defense, and right now St. John's Prep has done a good job holding them.
Well, yeah, you know, as Trinity went on to start the game 11-0 run, they go into their 2-3 zone, which has worked so far. Only 3 points have scored, forcing the Titans to shoot many threes, only getting 1 to fall.
There's a Yeye with the alley-oop. And the crowd is going wild.
Well, you know, we've seen that before in the season. They tried that play, did not work. This time it does in the semifinals for state. And, you know, everyone looks at the dunk, but the pass from Verzosa, perfect ball placement for Ayeye to throw that one down.
And the crowd is going wild for Emmanuel Ayeye. After they quiet down just a little bit, we see a pass go out of bounds from St. John's Prep. And coming back up with it is the Titans.
You know, talk about a momentum shift. You know, St. John's goes on a little run of their own. That play just changed the whole momentum. Titans get a turnover right away. They get the ball back up 8.
Here's a Yeye with the 3 attempts. Got it! And a Yeye is on fire. Titans lead 19-8. Bryant, the catalyst of this offense, goes over to Fernandez. Fernandez just tries to throw it up. It falls through. Miles Reed looks like he's going to get fouled by Fernandez. Excuse me, they're going to call that foul on Daquan Bryant. That's St. John's Prep. First foul of the quarter, and the first shot from Miles Reed is no good.
Well, that's going to be St. John's second foul of the quarter. Not a lot of fouling
first foul
in
of
this
the quarter,
game.
Pat, I'm sorry.
Oh, first foul of the quarter.
Second quarter, yes, sorry.
Of the second quarter.
A little bit of confusion here. These fouls. We figured it out. Well, Daquan Bryant powering through for the Red Storm, kicks it out to Nagy. He moves in. That's a nice shot by him, as it looks like he had a nice scoop shot against Tristan Thomas.
Well, Salaj boxed out Thomas to open the lane up for Nagy, and that was just too easy, like a layup line.
We see Ryan Reed getting fouled on the way up. Now that's going to be the second foul of the quarter.
Ryan Reed sinks both of those. Pretty good free throw shooter on this season.
See Carter Dean coming in for the Titans. He's a junior on this Titans team. And sorry, just to clear up a little bit of confusion here, you were right, Pat. St. John's Prep is at 3 fouls for the second quarter. There's Bryant getting ambushed by some Titans. He just tries to get rid of it. But there's some pressure by the Titans defense, who's done a great job so far in this game. They lead by 10. Powering through is Fernandez, getting stopped by the Titans, and take it the other way around on Thomas is Fernandez.
Well, the up and under from Fernandez. Gets that over Thomas, gets him to jump, gets him in the air. Just finishes on the other end of the basket.
Titans are going to lose it. Nice setup pass over to Bryant, who just misses his layup after some good defense from Ayeye, but the Prep steals it back, and they lose it after a nice rebound by number 2. Ayeye finds Ryan Reed, powering into the basket, and after 2 missed shots in the paint by both teams, St. John's Prep comes back with it. Bryant sends it out to Richard Fernandez. Bryant moving in, nice block by Thomas. And Ayeye gets the other end of that pass. Ball being passed around on the floor. Now we're gonna see a foul called. Looks like it's gonna be against the Titans. And they're gonna call it against Miles Reed.
You know, both teams playing with a little sloppiness here over these past couple minutes. You know, turnover after turnover, can't make layups. Both teams hopefully trying to clean this up.
Bryant sends it out to Nagy. Spin move along the baseline. Trifonos now out to Nagy. Corner 3 attempt.
We can tell Trinity has watched some film on this Red Storm offense. You know, they're not closing out on some shooters because they know that they won't be able to sink it.
Ryan Reed finds Carter Dean. Now here's Miles Reed powering through, kicks out to Carter Dean, fakes the shot. 4-3. Ryan Reed chucks up a 3. Oh my, nothing but nets on that fadeaway 3 from Ryan Reed.
Well, clock winding down, Reed has to throw up a shot. Takes a sidestep 3 and it goes in. Nothing but net, as Jack said.
Free attempt from St. John's Prep. Clanks off and Ryan Reed comes up with a rebound. 55 seconds left to play here in the first half. 20 seconds on the shot clock.
And see St. John's moved into a man-to-man defense now.
Tristan Thomas is gonna lose it, but they're gonna say it was deflected off probably John Salage. When your arms are that long, Pat, it's almost like a matter of fact that's going to go off one of your arms. Miles Reed triggered in, finds Tristan Thomas on the baseline. He powers through past the 6'7" Salage and puts up 2 for the Titans.
Well, Tristan Thomas, we've seen that in the St. Dominic Championship game. He went over Nicholas Lang, who had some inches on him, and Salage has some on him. So Thomas doesn't care if he's playing against a bigger guy. He can get inside and still score the bucket.
There's Fernandez powering through, and they're going to call a jump ball with 8 seconds left in the second half.
Well, unlucky the jump ball goes to St. John's Prep with 7 seconds left to play. You know, you were hoping it would go back to Trinity as they got the jump ball, but St. John's retains possession.
So they're going to try to figure out whose possession it is. Well, these two teams are going to take a break. We're going to take a break too. When we come back, 7.9 seconds left to play in the first half. Titans lead 27-14. Well, 8 seconds left to play here in the first half between these two teams competing for a spot in the state final. 5 seconds left. Ryan Reed past the logo. He chucks one up, clanks off the rim, and coming back up with it is St. John's Prep, but the buzzer sounds, and that is the conclusion of the first half. The Titans are going to head into halftime up by 13. Pat, these two teams have both been amazing so far in the first half. We've seen the Titans especially doing extremely well, but I think what it's going to come down to, Pat, is fouling and defense.
Yeah, 100%. You know, Trinity comes out the gate with a ton of energy. St. John slows them down a little bit. Trinity picks up back their momentum, gets the momentum on their side, and they're going into half with a 13-point lead.
We said the Titans moving into half with a big lead here, but like we've seen in so many of these league matchups, that lead can go away like that. What does Coach Knus have to say to his players during halftime?
Well, you know, he's just going to tell them to keep doing what you're doing and run the plays, slow it down a little bit. They've been a little sloppy when they get in transition, can't finish those layups, so that's what he's going to say.
Yeah, the Titans came out strong, but like we've seen so far, as they continue to move through the game, they do get a little bit sloppier. When we come back, Titans up by 13 in the state semifinal. We'll be right back after this.
Every January, students across Long Island wait, hoping for a letter that could change their lives.
Holy Trinity is special to me because of the great teachers that show up every day to teach me during class.
They're not just hoping for a school, they're hoping for a place where faith is lived, where learning is meaningful, and where they are known, challenged, and supported.
Holy Trinity is special because of the teachers and how hard they work to make the school a great place.
Holy Trinity is special because, you know, we involve God in everything. You know, the sports games, we're praying before the games, we're big on faith, and it just helps you become a better person when you're close to God, and Holy Trinity has really helped me with that.
That's the power of Catholic education. It forms the whole person, mind, heart, and soul. But today, for many families, the cost of Catholic education feels out of reach.
Holy Trinity is special because
of the dance program,
the athletics,
and the teachers.
Holy Trinity is special because of our amazing school environment and our school spirit.
Holy Trinity is special to me because the teachers and the environment is very welcoming, and it makes me feel like I'm useful and wanted at times.
At Holy Trinity, more than half of our students rely on financial assistance. They are honor roll students, leaders, servants, students with promise waiting at the door.
Okay, I will forever be grateful for Holy Trinity for all the amazing friends I've made along the way. They're definitely lifelong friends, and I'm so excited to have them.
Holy Trinity is special because it's very welcoming, and when I first came here, I really felt like I wanted to be here and nowhere else.
Holy Trinity is special because of the community that students form here. The environment here is very welcoming, and as you can see, I've made a lot of good friends. So, yeah.
And we're reminded of our responsibility to open the door wider. Your support of tuition assistance makes it possible for students to walk these halls, grow in faith, and become a part of the Titan family.
Holy Trinity is so special because of the students, teachers, and faculty I can consider family.
Help us open the door to opportunity, to faith, and to the next generation of Titans. Because every student who belongs here deserves the chance to walk through our doors.
Peace be with you all. We are here at the Meriba House in Martintown for a day of recollection with our juniors. We have about 37 of our juniors, and it's so uplifting to see so many of them who want to spend some time in prayer. They understand that prayer is part of Catholic education, so they are here for Mass, for adoration, Lectio Divina, and to be with one another, to know God more and then know one another in a deeper way. So it's so great to see all these young men and women who are on fire for God. Their love for God is so much unprecedented. We are having a very wonderful time.
My favorite part about Junior Retreat was learning about the different economic classes in America and learning about the regions in like Long Island and the economic classes in Long Island. And I think that it's important to like see that there's a really large gap between the upper middle class and the middle class and lower class, and that not all the time we'll see the lower class people, and we just still have to help them because like that's what being Catholic is all about.
We are reflecting actually about hunger, and we are praying for all those who are hungry. And the theme has been Jesus' encouragement that each one of us help in our own ways when he says that you give them something to eat. It's our prayer that God will strengthen all those who are hungry and bring them comfort, and through our works bring them something. God bless you.
While many students spent their February break close to home, a group from our school traveled across Europe, immersing themselves in new cultures, historic landmarks, and unforgettable experiences.
Okay, hi, I'm Yui. I'm a junior. I just went on the recent Europe trip to Switzerland, Germany, and Austria. It was a great experience. We learned so much. Not only was it a chance to explore the world, but it was a opportunity for us to be able to learn about different cultures and different types of traditions, and it was just absolutely amazing.
Their journey began in Switzerland, where the city of Lucerne set the tone, with historic streets, scenic views, and hands-on experiences that brought Swiss culture to life. From exploring Old Town to spending an evening learning traditional music and games, students quickly found themselves fully immersed. As the trip continued, even a drive through Liechtenstein became part of the experience, offering a glimpse into one of the smallest and wealthiest countries in the world. In Innsbruck, Austria, that mix of culture and history continued. Surrounded by the Alps, students walked through colorful streets, visited historic churches, and connected what they've learned in class to real places and people. But as the group arrived in Munich, the focus shifted. Through guided tours and historic sites, the students learned about the city's role in World War II, seeing firsthand how the past continues to shape the present. From cultural traditions to moments of reflection, the trip offered more than just travel. It gave students a deeper understanding of the world beyond their classroom.
Well, Pat, it was a great first half between these two teams. As we move into the second half, the Titans are up by 13. What do they need to do?
Well, you know, they've been doing everything right so far, forcing turnovers, getting buckets in transition. They just got to keep doing that. They could come out with a W tonight.
Well, sinking the first shot of the second half is going to be St. John's Prep and Jaquan Bryant. So Jaquan Bryant's going to get 2 more points. In the first half, he had 4 points. And he's up to 6. Miles Reed over to Jagger Verzosa. They're going to keep on going back and forth. Tristan Thomas fakes the 3, finds Ryan Reed. Back to Jagger Verzosa. 5 seconds left of the shot clock. Tristan Thomas, he's going to have to pop a shot. He runs in, powers through. Fouled on the way up, the basket counts.
You know, from making a 3 early in the first quarter, he fakes that 3, gets the defender to jump, drives inside through contact, finishes with the right hand on the left side, other side of the basket.
So Tristan Thomas looking to finish off the 3-point play, and he can. He puts the Titans at 30. They lead 30-16. Nice job by Trifonos. He finds Nagy at the baseline, and there's going to be a foul called against Tristan Thomas.
A little bit of a late foul call there on Thomas, but he had to let him land. He made contact with him as he was coming down. You have to let him land. So it's going to be called for a shooting foul. Thomas's first foul of the game.
At the line shooting 2 is Nikhil Nagy, and he's going to bag the first one. And the second one's good as well.
Really good free throw shooting from both teams here.
We see a steal from Bryant, and he's going to take it all the way around the other side and cash that one in for 2.
You can see this St. John's team has gone into a press in the second half.
Here's a Yeye in the corner for 3. Launches off the side of the rim. Fernandez coming back with it. Nice move around the Malloy commit Verzosa. He puts up 2 for the Red Storm. They only trail by 8 now. Red Storm almost gets another steal, but the Titans can secure the pass. Titans need to calm things down and wait until they can get the right moment. They find a Yeye in the paint, try to power through the big man, and he's going to get fouled on the way up. The basket counts. A Yeye is going to shoot one at the line.
Well, Yeye coming in clutch. You know, as St. John's gets a couple of buckets, Yeye takes matters into his own hands, shifts the momentum back onto Trinity's side. Pump fake, gets his defender to jump and bumps into him as he makes the layup.
Yeye finished the first half with 8 points for the Titans. Just finishes off a 3-point play. He brings the lead up to 11. Nice pass from Trifonos, finding Richard Fernandez along the baseline.
You know, talk about threading the needle there. You know, Trifonos gets it right under Reed's hands. And an easy bucket for Fernandez.
Ryan Reed gets the ball, and as he gets the ball, we see the whistle blow. And we're going to see a timeout called by Coach Caduce. I believe that's his first timeout of the game. Well, as he takes a timeout, 5 minutes and 22 seconds left to play in the third quarter, we're going to take a timeout too. Titans lead 33-24 here on Holy Trinity High School YouTube channel. Welcome back here on the Holy Trinity High School YouTube channel. Jack Lake, Patrick Anello on the call for you all here tonight. 5 minutes, 15 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. The Titans lead by 11 at SUNY Old Westbury at the Clark Athletic Center. 1 second left to play, and looks like we're going to see a shot clock violation called against the Titans. And if you're Coach Caduce, Pat, who just called the timeout probably to draw up a play, you got to be frustrated.
Yeah, he looks a little frustrated right there. You know, they didn't know the shot clock, didn't run the play right. And yeah, I would be frustrated too if I were Coach Caduce.
And we're going to see a foul called against Ayeye.
Ayeye tried to draw the charge there. Ref didn't buy it. So he gets called for a blocking foul, 2 shots for Johns.
And Bryant makes his first shot. And he soaks the second one as well. Titans lead in the single digits. Nice pass over to Tristan Thomas. He's looking at Ayeye in the corner. Not before he's going to get fouled. Foul's get called against Fernandez. Team's third of the quarter. Trifono's coming back at it. Sends it over to Bryant. Bryant getting double teamed by Reed and Verzosa. Gets a pass off to Trifonos. Fernandez doesn't use the screen and tries to put it back up. They're gonna say it was a tip there and not an up and down. Doesn't matter, Ryan Reed comes back up with it for the Titans. He's moving pretty quick, pulls up, tries to pop the shot, but Perry, the 6'7" senior, comes back up with a rebound. Bryant over to Nagy in the corner. Clangs off the rim. Thomas gets the rebound, and this has been some pretty hectic last minute. Verzosa for 3. Buries it.
Well, Verzosa picking up this Titans team. We've seen it during the season. Big 3 right there.
You saw Bryant trying to respond. Trifonos intercepts the Titans' pass and gives it over to Fernandez. This has been pretty chaotic. And we see Nagy telling his players, his teammates, to stay calm and slow it down. See a foul by Ryan Reed. Foul called against Ryan Reed. It's his first, team's third of the quarter. Fouls even at 3 for the third quarter. There's Trifonos powering along the baseline. Can't get that shot to fall through, and Verzosa comes up with the rebound. That's gonna get tipped out by Richard Fernandez. Richard Fernandez is first in scoring for Division A in the city. That's pretty impressive, Pat. But the Titans did a good job on defense, only holding him to 6 points in that first half. He averages 23 a game, as high as 36.
Wow, you know, Trinity, their defense is crucial when it comes to how they play. Their defense into offense, it just shows you right here how good their defense is and how pressurized it is.
Tristan Thomas gets fouled there. Looks like that foul call is going to be against Perry. Excuse me, St. John's Prep's 4th foul. And Thomas takes the first one. Can't get the second shot to fall through. Bryant comes up with a rebound. Trifonos moving along just outside the arc. Hands it off to Bryant. Bryant guarded by Thomas. He gets a nice pass off to Perry, but Perry almost loses it. And we're going to see a foul called on the floor against the Titans. And after being relatively less fouls, holding off on the fouls between both of these teams the first and second quarter, we're going to see both teams at 4 fouls and just 1 away from the double bonus.
Yeah, definitely more fouling here early.
Nice defense from the Titans as they get St. John's Prep to tip it out. Verzosa will trigger it in for the Titans. Nice pass from one Malloy commit to another. Jagger Verzosa finds Tristan Thomas. Wasn't as impressive as the Ayeye alley-oop, but it was pretty good. Perry coming back up with a rebound, powering through. And we're gonna see head coach John Kiggins. He's in his 8th season at St. John's Prep. He's gonna call a timeout. We're gonna take a timeout too. In the third quarter, minute 47 seconds left to play. Titans lead by 11. Back here on the Holy Trinity High School YouTube channel. Minute and 45 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Titans lead 39-28. There's Tristan Thomas getting a pass off to Miles Reed. See the whistle blown. It looks like. You see the ref use one of his own timeouts as Tristan Thomas's hand appears to have something wrong with it. Maybe it's bleeding. Pat, we see some frustration here from head coach John Kiggins, and these referees are giving him a lot of leeway. What do you think he's so upset about?
Well, he could be upset about pausing the game and stopping the whole game for Thomas to stop the bleeding. You know, when he probably just wanted to sub him out because Thomas has been dominating this game.
Well, nonetheless, Thomas stays in. Here's Rizosa for a long corner three. Coming up with a rebound is Fernandez. Powers all the way through. He gets fouled on the way up. The basket counts for Fernandez. And someone coming into this game with 552 points gets another 2. And looking to finish the three-point play is Fernandez. That's the Titans' 5th foul of the quarter. They're going to put St. John's Prep in the double bonus.
Well, you know, we've seen multiple attempts from the Titans on charges, and none of them, they're 0 for 3. The refs aren't calling these charges. Not what you want if you're the Titans. It's not on the ref side.
Titans finish off, St. John's Prep and Fernandez finishes off the three-point play. The lead is cut down to 8. 54 seconds left to play. 15 seconds on the shot clock. There's Rizosa for a 3. Coming back up with the rebound is going to be Salash. Bryant powering through, pulls up for a floater. He gets it in. And this lead has not been this low for the Titans since they were first leading 6-0, Pat.
Yeah, it's 39-33. St. John's has been chipping away, getting these turnovers and getting those stops from the Titans.
The shot clock is not just off yet. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. 5 seconds left in the third quarter. Ayeye over to Rizosa for a corner 3. No good, and that will end the third quarter here. But Pat, things just got a little more interesting.
You know, coming into this quarter, St. John's is down 13. They cut it to 6 going into the fourth. I don't know what this ending is going to be, but it's going to be crazy.
Well, it will be an exciting ending, Pat. That is for sure. When we come back, it's 39-33 Titans here on the Holy Trinity High School YouTube channel. Of the fourth quarter. 8 minutes left to play. One team is going home. One team is going up to Buffalo. Tristan Thomas can't get that shot to fall through. Rizosa sends it out outside the arc. Titans still got 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Ayeye for a 3. Pure!
Well, Manny Ayeye picking up this team a time and time again. Huge 3 from Manny in the corner.
That shot cannot fall through for Bryant. Rizosa comes up with a rebound, sends it over to Ryan Reed. In the corner, it's Thomas for 3. Launches off the side of the rim. And they're going to see a foul called on the floor. And it looks like that went off the hands of Bryant, but instead the ref is going to call it a foul. So that's Miles Reed's 3rd foul of the game. So not yet really in foul trouble, but something to think about if you're number 10. Trifonos for 3. No good, getting the rebound is Ryan Reed. Sends it over to Tristan Thomas, whose hand is a little bit taped up after the referee had to call and use one of his timeouts. Verzosa for 3. Pegs off the back of the rim. Here's a Yeye now. Couple missed shots from the Titans. Bryant comes back up with it for the Red Storm. He loses it on the way up and sends it into the hands of the Reed brothers. Verzosa angling it along the baseline, puts it up for 2. Titans lead is back into double digits.
Well, Verzosa, an undersized guard, doesn't bother him as the 6'7" big man Salage gets up and under.
Fernandez tried to power through there, and just a little bit too much power as it just bounces over and out off the board. Got to bring the ball back into the hands of the Titans. They still lead by 11. Eight seconds left on the shot clock. At the charity stripe, it's Thomas. He's going to call for a foul, and he is definitely cramping.
Well, Makai Reeves comes in for Thomas. A little bit of a cramp here.
And Pat, something that we saw last game in the championship game was a cramp against Ryan Reed. And that cramp against Ryan Reed did not let him come back into the game in the fourth quarter. It really did not make a difference. The Titans had a big lead, but the lead here is only 11. Makai Reeves, who's been subbing in for Tristan Thomas all year, comes in now, and he's going to get fouled pretty quickly on the way up.
Only the second sub in for the Titans is Makai Reeves. Carter Dean came in before as Makai Reeves comes in now. The good news, trusting his starters as he knows what they can do, as they've been doing it all season.
Makai Reeves at the line for Holy Trinity, shooting 2.
Makai Reeves sinks the last shot. Hey, Pat, this is not the first time that these two teams have faced off against each other. Last time these two teams met was just before the new year on December 28th in the Monsignor King tournament. Titans got the win against St. John's Prep, only by 11. The lead for right now for the Titans is 13, so hopefully things for the Titans are shaping up just the same. Looks like we're going to see a foul on the floor called against Ryan Reed. And you know, Pat, one of these teams is going to go home and is playing their last game of the season. So things are definitely going to get chippy.
Yeah, 100%. You know, everything's on the line here. Both teams showing heart, playing extremely hard.
Ryan Reed is at his third foul, and the Titans are at 3 for the fourth quarter. Powering through in a spin-o-rama. It's a shot for Richard Fernandez. Puts up 2 for the Red Storm. Moving on the baseline, sending it out to a Yeye, fakes the 3, moves in, find Makai Reeves in the corner. Rockets off the back into the hands of St. John's Prep. And we're going to see another foul called against the Titans. And Pat, this is definitely going to be a problem for them. They lead by 11, but they are at 4 fouls for the quarter. One more puts St. John's Prep in the double bonus.
Well, not a good look here for if you're the Titans. You know, 1 foul away from the bonus. St. John's Prep can make their free throws, so you want to be careful and not want to make any bad fouls.
That's what we said as we went into half, Pat. These fouls are going to make a difference. Richard Fernandez getting double teamed. Oh, and he sends the ball off the side. looked like off the thigh of a Yeye, but it bounced back in out of bounds and hit Fernandez. And he is not happy about that call. Pat, what'd you see? It was right next to us.
Well, you know, he tried to hit it off of a Yeye's foot, but it might have hit his foot and went out. He gets a steal here.
Fernandez, who's definitely fired up, gets the pass off to Nagy. He gets it back, tries to fire it up, and it just bounces through. Yeye, it's a one-on-one against Perry, and he smartly decides to take his time. Yeye is pretty tall, but not as tall as the 6'7" Perry. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left to play. One team is going home, one's going to Buffalo. Titans only lead by 9, and we're gonna see a foul called against Nagy. That's St. John's Prep's 3rd of the quarter.
You know, both teams on the edge of getting the other team in the bonus. Shows you that this game could be determined by free throws.
Titans trigger back in. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left to play. Nice job. Verzosa's angling in, and yeah, that's definitely going to be a travel there. Good call by the ref, and Verzosa would have had a good chance of just going right back up with it, but he took his time. Bryant with the ball at the logo, 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Trifonos almost gets tipped off him, but the Titans get a steal thanks to a Yeye and Miles Reed. Ryan Reed not wasting any time, trying to power through. Verzosa gets the rebound. Gives it over to Miles Reed. Just can't get the shot to fall through. He gets his own rebound. And we're gonna see a timeout called by Coach Gadus.
We can just see the heart from this Miles Reed. You know, misses his shot, gets it back. Titans get the ball. Smart timeout by Coach Ganus to calm his team down. They're rushing in this transition, and they can't make those shots. They have to slow it down, and that's what can determine this.
Well, Pat, what we're seeing here is the 2026 CHSAA Class A state playoff bracket. Wow, that's a tongue twister and a mouthful. As you can see, right now we're at the semifinal stage as Holy Trinity is facing off against St. John's Prep, 2 extremely good teams, both teams coming in with 4 losses. And like we said, St. John's Prep had a great win. They are now back-to-back Division 8 champions as they beat St. Joseph's by the Sea. And now the winner of this game, Pat, is going up to Buffalo. I believe it's Erie Community College. And they'll play up against the winner from up there.
That winner is going to be Canisius.
Canisius. I've heard they're pretty good.
Yeah, 19-6 record. You know, they're going to be a tough team to beat. You got to worry about this game first.
That's for sure, Pat. That's what people have been saying as they've been asking if we're going to be going up to Buffalo. And my answer has been, let's get through today's game first. Let us know if you want us to go up there. We'd love to. Let's get through this one, Pat. 2 minutes, 43 seconds left to play between these two teams. Ryan Reed trying to use the backboard to his advantage. He can't. Brian comes up with a rebound, not wasting any time. He's off to the races, getting fouled on the way up by a Yeye. That's going to put St. John's Prep in the double bonus.
Yeye tried to time it up, tried to get the block, and Brian just got it right over Manny's hand. Didn't make it, but he got fouled on the way up, so it's going to be 2 shots for Brian.
First shot's good for Bryant. Titans lead down to 8 and make it 7 as the second shot is clean from Bryant. Miles Reed double teamed by Nagy and Bryant. He gets a pass off to Tristan Thomas, who's angling along the baseline. That's 2 points for the Titans.
Well, Tristan Thomas with his famous fake gets the bucket over Perry.
Perry now in the corner, guarded by Ayeye, hands it off to Trifonos. The Division A scoring leader with the ball now, powering through past Verzosa, and they're gonna call a foul on Verzosa on the floor, but we are in the double bonus. That's gonna be 2 shots for St. John's Prep. And Pat, like we said, this fouling is coming into play.
Well, it is coming into play. You know, Jagger tried to draw the charge, but we've seen it tonight. The refs haven't called 1 charge so far.
Holy Trinity foul, shorts to number 3, Jagger Verzosa. That's his 3rd. St. John's Prep is in the bonus. Richard Fernandez at the line for St. John's Prep, shooting 2.
So Pat, something that we've seen all year, but I just want to mention once again, these teams, when they get to 5 fouls, put the other team not just in the 1-and-1 bonus, but in the 2-shot double bonus.
Well, that's huge. That can really affect the game. You know, they go into 2 shots. Other team can't get the ball back for a while. They get automatically 2 chances. Really big move here that they made this year.
Miles Reed finds Ayeye, who goes back over to Jagger Verzosa. Almost got called for a backcourt violation there. Here's Verzosa, nice job by him, and that's definitely going to be goaltending against Perry. And Pat, if I'm 6'7", I probably would have tried to block that one too.
Yeah, that ball was just in the box, and Perry wanted to swat it, but it's a little bit too late.
That was one of those shots, Pat, that you knew it was going in. Nice job by Bryant, juking Ryan Reed, and there's a nice block from Emmanuel Ayeye.
Well, Ayeye with his lanky arms gets that block. We've seen multiple blocks this season from Ayeye. Definitely averaging multiple blocks every game.
So after Ayeye swats it out of the hands of the Red Storm, they get the ball back. They trigger it in to Richard Fernandez, whose shots pops out like a gopher. And Verzosa gets the ball back, hands it over to Ayeye, trying to power through Trifonos. Sends it out, and Coach Caduce is telling his players to calm it down. And we see Bryant's foul Miles Reed. Titans back at it now with the Ayeye. Finds Verzosa on the baseline, but they smartly decide to use the clock up. Clock just about to hit 1 minute left to play here in the state semifinal matchup. And there's a foul called against Trifonos, and that is going to put the Titans into the double bonus as well.
You know, this is the guy you want at the line if you're the Titans. Tristan Thomas, high free throw percentage shooter. Hopefully he can sink these 2.
He sinks the first one. And the MVP chants are allowed here at the Clark Athletic Center. Last time that Thomas played up against St. John's Prep, he scored 19 points. Last game against St. Dom's, where he was the finals game MVP, he scored 26. And Ayeye gets a steal, and it looks like it's going to be a jump ball on the floor. Possession's going to go into the hands of St. John's Prep. They send it over to Richard Fernandez, and that's a tough shot from him. They find Tristan Thomas. Tristan Thomas moving all the way through, getting fouled on the way up by Fernandez.
The Fernandez with that quick three there. That's not what you want if you're St. John's Prep. Not a good shot to take. He was covered by multiple Titans and just threw it up there. Could not get it to fall. Thomas on the other end gets fouled. He's at the line.
And he's going to miss the first one. And he makes the second one. Titans lead is up to 12 with 38 seconds left to play. Pat, what have the Titans done so well so far in this game?
You know, they've forced many turnovers on the St. John's offense. You know, they shot extremely well from the field, making multiple threes. And it looks like this one's just going to end as St. John's won't foul.
Looks like Bryant will foul here, even though they trail by 12 with 12 seconds left to play. First shot for Ayeye goes in and out. Here's Ayeye's second shot. It's good. Titans up by 13. So the last time these two teams faced off, the Titans won by 11. Richard Fernandez going to throw up one more three. That's good. And the Titans are moving on up to Erie Community College, where they will be playing in a game where they can hopefully go home back to Long Island state champions.
Well, what a game we saw today from the Titans. You know, they came out to play. Right at the get-go, they had high energy, forced multiple turnovers, turned those points into transition.
And Pat, this was an extremely impressive game for two teams, especially, you know, the Titans did such a great job. We saw Tristan Thomas with a semifinal, the league final game MVP. He did a great job tonight. What did he do well?
You know, he's the hustle player on this squad along with Miles Reed. You know, he gets those balls. He gets the 50-50 balls, gets the offensive rebounds, and puts it back up. Shot the three ball well today.
Well, it definitely was a very impressive game between these two teams. And we have to give a hand to St. John's Prep, who had a great season. Well, Pat, this Titans team is moving on up to Buffalo. They'll be playing in the state final. What words of wisdom would you give to them? As they have a 6-hour drive. Hopefully Coach Reese is going to give some advice to them. What would you say to them?
You know, I think Coach Reese should tell them to rest up. You know, they got a big game ahead of them. It's in a couple days. You know, they got a couple days to rest. So just rest up and be ready for that game. You know, Canisius is going to come out to play, so they have to be ready for that.
Well, it was such a great game between these two teams. I keep on saying every time we do another game in the playoffs, this might be our last game. I'm not sure. Hopefully we can get up to Buffalo to do the finals. But if we can, it's been a pleasure for me and Pat to be the voice in all your homes this whole Titan season. We appreciate you all watching. Well, from everybody on the crew of the Holy Trinity Media Broadcasting Club that came out to the Clark Athletic Center in Sunil, Westbury, This is Patrick Null. I'm Jack Like signing off. Titans are moving on to Buffalo. Thanks for watching here on the Holy Trinity High School YouTube channel.